Whenever you think of Gravedigger, you think of the driver specifically. The goats, the great ones, the good ones, the mad ones, and the bad ones. However, whenever you go down the list of Gravedigger drivers, you'll eventually get to a strange one. The strange list of drivers that have driven this thing in villains, such as Mike Lauder, Scott Hartsock, Jim Kohler, and Tom Metz. Wait, what? Hold on a minute, did I just hear that right? However, whenever you get even deeper in the list, there are some of the forgotten drivers who drove Gravedigger in the first place. As certain drivers who are forgotten, especially, unfortunately, this guy, who is one of the greatest to pilot Batman. A driver who takes no prisoners every time he's out on the track. Jason Childress. However, whenever you go deeper and even deeper in the list, you realize there is a name on here that seems so anonymous that no one can even guess what it is. Well, today we're just about to find out who this guy is. Scott Pontbriand.
Who the fuck is that guy?
So Scott Pontbriand's career, hope I said that right, started pretty much in a very unique way compared to a good chunk of other drivers. Because some came from other motorsports, but really, it's unknown really what he really did before running the monster trucks. I saw at one point he could have been a firefighter, but I really don't know if it's exactly correct or not. But he was born in Stockbridge, Massachusetts, and started his career out in the late 1990s as he would drive multiple trucks for Wildfire Motorsports. The most known are Undertaker, and Austin 316. However, from 2000 to 2001, he would drive for Paul Schaefer Motorsports, specifically Monster Patrol, and a ground pounder that was also on the Barefoot chassis. Or actually, I said that backwards. The Barefoot was on the former ground pounder chassis, which looks about as weird and strange as Craig Champion's entire career. Oh, God. Okay. But really, though, it was very interesting and just odd. He also drove Gator, whatever that is, for a Toyota commercial in 2001. So at this point, he's driven a lot of trucks for independent teams. However, results are not known, at all. So really, it's you just gotta go off of pretty much off nothing. However, he would also, in 2002, get an opportunity to drive for the big team, Gravedigger. That was his big time break. Is pretty much he would end up winning, at least from what I heard, in his first official run with the team. Cannot confirm. However, the one thing that was with Pontbriand pretty much his entire time with Gravedigger, like with a fellow driver that I just mentioned, Jason Childress, was no TV exposure at all. Almost no TV exposure. Pretty much ran in the lesser profile events, arena shows, and just overall shows like Tacoma, BC Place, and shows that are a lot less prominent to ever be shown. However, in 2004, he would end up winning in the Around the USHRA show of Vancouver, 2004, in racing. Again, that's probably about the most exposure he's gotten, and really, he probably did win a lot. Now, up to this point in his career, Pontbriand has also reminded me of another driver. One, though, that is probably honestly opposite from Pontbriand. Rod Schmidt. Yes, I think you can tell I treat Rod Schmidt in a very similar way to Randy Brown. But, as stated before, Pontbriand drove till 2004, as after 2004, he pretty much left the Gravedigger team, would be a fill-in driver for trucks like Monster Mutt and Blue Thunder. Now, again, his careers through both these are not really well documented, well beside Monster Mutt. But really, though, it wasn't much prominence, although he did get a full-on televised appearance at Montreal, which would be the second to last time they went there in 2004. So, how did he do? Well, he was slowest out of the guys that didn't have issues, as Dennis Anderson had a turning pole during his qualifying run, but he also would have had just the 7th fastest time, and Hot Wheels had a 39.66. Now, I know I've talked about horrifying qualifying runs, but this trip looks like he just rolled the damn thing over. But really, I have no clue. So at this point, Pontbriand was paired up with Tony Farrell and Blue Thunder. I think you can probably guess what happened there. Lost in the first round. However, in freestyle, something wild happened. He finished 3rd in the field. Now, one thing for sure, it was a 10-truck field. That entire top 3 is probably one of the most screwed up looking top 3s I think I've ever seen in my life. And I'm not even joking. It looks that messed up. So, with that in mind, he would end up quietly retiring after 2005 after spending just under a decade in the sport of probably the most forgotten driver in Monster Jam history, Gravedigger-wise. But now, hold on a minute. 2 things. Why did his career never really materialize much farther, and where is he now? Well, the career didn't materialize much farther due to, obviously, his decision to retire, but what would have happened had he continued driving? Well, he probably would have been a driver kind of like Rod Schmidt, but maybe hopefully instead of what Rod Schmidt kept doing every single time he got an opportunity to compete in stadium shows, maybe Scott Pontbriand would do it right and maybe actually win, unlike Rod Schmidt, who found the stupidest ways to lose every single freaking time. But then again, it could have been exactly right, Rod Schmidt. We won't really know. But now, where is he at in real life? No one knows. Literally. Like, there's absolutely nothing online that shows where he's at. And really, it's just kind of an unknown. He just disappeared straight up out of nowhere. And, yeah, very minimal information besides monster careers known. So, yeah, there's the biggest Who driver of all time. Thank you guys so much for watching this. This is a driver I was really going to cover up, and this is going to be a driver who's going to get the Who meme for a lot longer while. Again, so that's just something I want to do. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, and obviously, hope you all are enjoying this and the comedy around this, because it is kind of a comedy type series, along with some seriousness, but mostly comedy. Yeah, with that being said, hope you all enjoy. We'll see you all next time.